Hello everybody, Dokkan here. Welcome back to the Dokkan's beginner guide. At least our portion of the beginner guide, right? There's so many out there that you can be able to check and interact, and I greatly appreciate you. If you did watch the previous video, go ahead and check it out. We were tackling the tutorial, basically knowing the ins and outs of the starting things, right? And now we're going to be able to take you around the whole UI and basically tackling a few of the panel missions. So if you guys do enjoy these types of series or the beginner guides and things like that, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It greatly helps me out. And if you have anything regarding Dokkan that you would like to know, be free to be able to send me questions down in the description, in the comment section, or you can be able to join our Discord if you are interested. So let's go ahead and hop right in. So we immediately we're done with the tutorial. You ask yourself, what do you do next, right? There's a couple of indications here and there, right? You have your gift box, right? You have all of these things going on. It's like, what is happening? What are these things, right? Because you're starting the game off for the first time. So here are some things that I normally do as, you know, my guide. You don't have to do this, right? You can be able to just freely do this on your own self if you want to, but here's some things that I would like to do, right? I don't accept most of these rewards, right? Let's say these dragon stones. There are some dragon stones in here that I say to myself, should I even accept all of these? Should I? Like, I don't feel like I want to do this. Because I can save all of these dragon stones in my gift box and then get them later on whenever I would like to summon. So technically I would do things like this, right? I will recoup all of the other rewards. Actually, I can do this with my thumb this time around, so you guys don't have to hear the constant mouse clicking. So we accept all of these, right? And I will graciously explain all of these rewards that we're getting. There are some rewards that you can be able to obtain by just being here. There are some stones that you cannot like keep for longer than 90 days. As soon as you get these, be aware of the expiration date, because 90 days they could expire. At least for this one, you know, we're gonna collect everything. I should do that, right? So let's go ahead and accept all. For this video, I'm going to, For this video, I'm going to do that. But then later on, we can be able to do things later on. So you have no more gifts to accept. Gifts do usually come in whenever daily reset comes in. Now, what does that mean? Daily reset. If we're looking at it, let me see if I can be able to. Yeah, you see the clock is 5:53. Login usually gets here at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which means that it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? Without the daylight savings, depending on the time zone that you're in. So usually it's 8 p.m. my time or 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time because of daylight savings. If it's not that, there's that reset, and then there's also events reset. So sometimes if we go over to the news section here, you see that 1 a.m. there. Sometimes news or events reset do come in at 1 a.m. News in particular come in at 8, but some details can come out at 1 a.m. For example, there's an upcoming character summon that's gonna be arriving at around midnight, and that's because of the time zone that you're in, right? It could be different for other people. I know that for the people in the UK, it could be 5 a.m. So people might, you know, summon on their end at 5 a.m. Meanwhile, it's midnight for us over in America. So things like that, right? There's some events that come out at 3 a.m. as you can see. Some events at 1, you know, things like that. Things can happen at different time zones. So here is your news panel, right? There's news regarding the campaign. So if there's any campaign details that you would like to check. Oh, well, what's going on here? You know, upon first login during the campaign period, you're able to obtain a new character. It's like, oh, so you're getting this character for free. You can be able to do obtain 5 characters, right? And I'll explain the reasoning as to why there's 5. Then there's the manga volume wallpapers. Again, there's ways that you can be able to style your account by just selecting these wallpapers here. So this is basically celebrating the introduction to wallpapers. So you guys saw that upon login, we were able to obtain it. There's this in the Daima wallpaper. This is because the release of the anime. And then, of course, the 40th anniversary campaign, we coincidentally started this whole new player tutorial with the Dragon Ball 40th anniversary campaign being ongoing. So let's go ahead and set this one. Boom. Once you go into the home screen, bam, there you go. Nice little style. There's going to be a pretty epic wallpaper once you do this. So let's go into the panel missions. As you can see, there's so many, right? You got the November campaign wall section here. You also got the new Dragon Ball 40th anniversary campaign special missions, which are up until the 28th. So do make sure to get those done. But now we're going to be focusing a little bit more on the tutorial aspect of things. So let's go ahead and complete the tutorial here. Bam, we obtain all of these rewards. Now, what does these all mean to you? So we got Seni, we got these medals, we got characters, we got these training materials, and then we got these training locations. So let's go ahead and click OK. And let's go over to team. So let's go to items. Items basically gives you the description of everything that you have in store in the game. So for example, we have training items. What are these training items? All of the things that you just received, right? These are all training items that you can use for characters to level them up. You go backwards, you got training locations. These are infinite, so you will always keep these. However, they don't provide you any extra benefit if you use these. However, you got these ones. These ones are a little bit special because they have an effect to them. Conducting training in this location guarantees a great success. What does that mean? Great success. We used these earlier in the tutorial. Go back into that video. But basically gives you a little bit of an extra HP advantage. So you can be able to level up a lot higher than normal, right? Then you have awakening medals. I know it's too much. Let me know down in the comments below, again, if you get stuck. We got various types of awakening medals. These ones are your more generic, right? Because of the bronze background there. Those are your more generic common awakening medals, as you can see. They're easily obtained. Then we have these ones. Medal awakenings. Some of these are required for characters that are for this typing tech. Again, we'll get into the typings in a second. They're, as you can see, relatively easy to obtain. Then we go over to these ones right here. They're somewhat difficult to get. So these medals have the gold background. Again, somewhat difficult to obtain. You can be able to get these via login, via missions, things like that. And then you got these rainbow ones. These ones say that they're very difficult to obtain. Again, you can be able to obtain these via various other means and ways. Either logins, daily missions, missions in general, even obtaining them from the Baba Shop. I can talk about that in a different video. At least the Baba Shop section of things. So this will make sure to fill itself up because there's so many different types of awakening medals that you will get to see in the game. Skill orbs. Now, what are skill orbs? These can be obtained in different ways, such as from events and secret treasure chests. Skill orbs are something that increases the character's strength. Those can be explained in a later video, but just to give you a bit of a summary as to what they mean, is that skill orbs are sort of like your equipment. If you think legends, for example, these types of equipment really increases the strength of the character. So it makes the character stronger, right? Technically, it's that. And impulses or increases the character's ability. It could be a specific ability, it can be a generic ability. I can talk about that once we get into the portion of skill orbs in the video or in a future video. Then we got special stickers. Certain characters have little animations. So let's just show you as an example. we take a look at this character. You press and hold, and you can see these little animations there. Certain characters have like special animations. So if you attach a sticker into this character, you'll see that these little like reddish or orangish rays are gonna start like moving. Maybe these are gonna have like little animations. The whole character's art is gonna start sparkling, and it's because of the sticker effect. So most of these we basically don't have, right, as a beginner. So it'll take us a bit to obtain it. It can be obtained via events, mission rewards, etc. Then we got support items. These are items that are going to greatly help you out in the game to withstanding lethal attacks from enemies or increasing your survivability. These ones, for example, can be able to help you recover HP, which is useful, right? Because in the tutorial, we took a lot of HP damage there. Then we go into the memory medals. Now, memory medals, this is completely different because there's a feature down here called support memories, in which we can be able to obtain all of these, right? And there are something called memory medals, which means that once you obtain one of these, let's say, for example, this one in particular, these ones can be awakened into something even better, and it can provide you a better effect. Now, we don't have those because we're 0 out of 100, but we can also know a little bit more about them once we go into here, right? We got these memory medals. These are the medals that basically you can obtain so that once you complete them, you have the support memory obtained and available. And then after, like, you can obtain the support memory that boosts, powers up your effects. And then there's these memory medals that basically awakens the support memory so it can be stronger. So these are how they look, basically. And we'll go into all of these things and more later on, right? Then we have treasure items. Treasure items are just how the word says it, right? Treasure. So let's just give you an example of how a treasure looks, right? If you go into this tab right here, there are some items that you can be able to obtain via the treasure shop. Or like even characters that you can obtain via treasure. So if you see what we're gonna take on quest events or quest mode and things like that, you land on these things and you're able to obtain treasures. So if you collect treasures from battles, or you can be able to collect treasures from battles or by moving around the map. And these treasures, you can be able to exchange them to Baba so that you can be able to obtain characters, right? These ones in particular, I believe these are special stones. Now, if you are intending to spend, I would like to inform you first and foremost, do it responsibly. You can only buy what you can responsibly afford. There are some items in here, right? Let's say this one in particular, as you can see, this Dokkan Premium Welcome Pack that you can be able to buy once only, can give you this special dragon stone. So once you purchase this, you obtain this special treasure, and then you can be able to exchange it for a character. That's what the special dragon stone is where you can be able to obtain it. I really do not recommend people doing this because, again, I don't recommend anybody to spend money on this game. Just be as free-to-play friendly as possible. There can be some minor expenditures, right? There are some offers that can be really, really good for sales, but even then, I could not recommend you guys spend money in this game. There are many other ways that you can obtain treasure here in this game. So there's various amounts. So for example, right here, there's a new event going on where you can be able to acquire this treasure called the Magilite. If you were able to watch Dragon Ball Daima, it kind of resembles that, right? And so you can exchange this treasure to Baba and be able to obtain a character like Pansy, which is a pretty strong character once you awaken this character. And then you can also be able to obtain Gloria. These are characters from Dragon Ball Daima. You can be able to obtain. They have their own awakening medals, as you can see. They have their own specific awakening medals. So these are the things that you can be able to do on the treasure shop. So let's go back here, and all of the treasure items will be compiled right here. They're going to be shown here. If in any case you do have a particular treasure item that you would like to witness, then of course you can be able to check it out right there. So let's go back and check potential orbs. We are going to talk about these things, right? Potential orbs. We don't have any right now, but this can be activated once we get to player rank 20. Right now we're on rank number 1, and this will teach us all about the hidden potential activation. Now it can be a little bit tricky, but again, I have various other videos in the channel explaining that. I will do a new one just for you guys, right? Starting with this like little account that we have. And then we have the other type of items. These are random treasures. For example, these types of treasures that we just got. What are these for, right? So any of these characters, any character that you obtain, will have a particular portion or section in here that's called link skill. So these link skills, this is a update that was done maybe 2 years ago. It was not that far off, where we had the ability to upgrade a character's links and their levels, right? Normally it was without the level 1, and it could provide you with a particular effect, right? So it provides attack plus 15%. As you can see, most of these characters have these link skills called Sea Fighters. What this does is that if another character similar to Goku has a link skill level or a link skill called Sea Fighters, if you pair them up together, they're going to be sharing a link. They're going to be linking together because of the links that they share, right? It's too overly explanatory, but I did want to get the point across. Let's say this Gohan and Piccolo have the link skill called Sea Fighters, and you paired Goku together with the Gohan and Piccolo, just like we did in the previous video where Goku was alongside Piccolo. Maybe they didn't share any links together, but if they did, they will be able to connect. We'll be able to see that once we go into the quest stages. I know it's going a little bit too lengthy right now, so let's keep it moving. Once we upgrade our link skill level to level 10, which is currently the max level that you can get this up, we don't know if they're going to move this to, like, let's upgrade the link skill level to level 20 as the max, right? We don't know that yet. So if they do, if you do level this link skill level, you can be able to utilize these other like items. These other items can help you level a link skill from level 5 all the way to level 7. And then this will help it complete it, go to level 8 to level 9, right? And even to level 10, just to fully max the link out. Meaning that once you get the character to max level, or the link to max level, means that the characters that are sharing this link skill will have their attack boosted by 5%, right? It's a small attack boost, but it's an attack boost nonetheless that you get just from linking your partner, which is very, very strong. It's something that is very important to have in your game so that it prioritizes the ability and the amount of damage that you can be able to have in the fight. There are some links that can be able to provide you with extra defenses, like this one in particular. It's called All in the Family. As you can see, it gives you a bit of an extra defensive boost, which is very, very nice. And these are the list of all the other characters that have All in the Family. So making sure that you link these characters together with the same link skills. Mostly all of them might have the same, but the same will be the same character. But if you happen to find characters that have similar link set to these guys, then you pair them up together so they can be able to share these extra links. And if you level these links up to a high level, to level 10, it provides you with a bigger boost than what you have it as level 1. So I would prioritize link leveling as something for your day-to-day stuff for Dokkan, right? All right, so we explained the item section. Let's go ahead and look at the support memory section. As we saw, there's a lot of support memory or support films that you can be able to obtain, and all of these have different effects. So if you press and hold, characters from this category, and I'll explain categories in a second, will be able to obtain this extra attack and defensive buff. And then for 7 turns from the start of the battle, we get an additional key for allies whose name includes Gohan once only. So this explains that characters from this category are able to get an additional attack and defensive buff. And for 7 turns from the start of the battle, characters with the name Gohan will be able to get an extra key, so it'll be easier for them to throw in their super attacks, right? All of these can be obtained. You can be able to obtain these. Some of them can be obtained via challenging difficult events and finishing those difficult events. Some of them are almost kind of impossible to obtain, and I'm pointing at this one because this one can be obtained. As you can see, there's no actual section to like, oh, the other ones they actually did tell you to go to the event, right? This one in particular cannot, right? As you see the theme, 3000, 3000. This particular support memory can only be obtained by logging into the game for a total of 3000 days. So you're not going to be able to obtain this for quite a while. But there are some other support memories that you can be able to easily obtain by just going to their events, right? So let's go back here. These are going to help you out by providing different support or different effects to allies of a specific category, or things that can help you recruit items in general. For example, there are events that can give you characters, and the chance of obtaining bonus rewards from said events is doubled, or like it gives you a little bit of an extra boost, if you will, right? So that is it for support memory. Sell. So you can be able to sell some items here. Basically these Hercule statues are the ones that I would recommend people selling. You can be able to sell your normal characters as well. They only have up to 99 of a selection, so the limit is 99. I hope that they increase it. So for people who do summon a lot and have a full box, this will be a tedious process because you do have to select each of these one by one. So I would not recommend selling these because these are very precious. If you press and hold these, this basically guarantees the super attack level to go up by 1. So there's different ways of farming a character, and it's a lot easier for like a recent update that came in. So you may not need to use most of these, but we're gonna try to save these, right? Not sell them. So you will sell these like trophies, like Hercule statues. Those are the most important ones that you can sell. Dokkan Awaken. You will be able to see a list of all the characters in the game that you can be able to obtain and Dokkan Awaken. Basically, they will show you the art of the character. It's like, oh, there's a mercenary tower. You can obtain them via banners, right? Summonable banners or summonable gotchas. And then you can Dokkan Awaken this character and it'll show you the process. Oh, this character requires medals from this character's specific Dokkan event. And that's how you can awaken them. But this is basically a full list or encyclopedia of all the characters that can be obtained, Dokkan Awakened, and how would they look post Dokkan Awakening, right? So we go back here, there's a special sticker. Again, if you are able to obtain stickers, as you can see, they go from just the ordinary animation to something dynamic, right? The visual effects are going to be dynamic. You can be able to apply these stickers once you obtain the character and have them awakened, and you can be able to use the sticker once the character is Dokkan Awakened, and you'll be able to see the shine, right? Sadly, we don't have stickers right now, so and then of course we do have this Shenron. How can you do this, right? So you can be able to summon Shenron, and once you do, you can be able to obtain nice little items such as dragon stones, which is the normal currency that you have in order for you to summon, training items, awakening medals, all of these resources that can help you greatly in the game. So you can see, you can click on these and it'll give you a bit of a hint as to what you need to do in order for you to gather these Dragon Balls. So we'll go ahead and do that in this video. But as you can see at the top, you have your rank. There is plans to update this to go from up to rank 2000. So you have a lot to play, I guess. Right now, the max rank that you can get is 999. But again, they're planning on making this upgrade maybe during the 11th anniversary. Yes, this game is almost 11 years old. Once we get there, I believe that's when they're gonna start pushing the updates for you to go from rank 999 all the way to 2000. Then you have your name right here, as we name it, Zach. This is the XP bar. Basically, this will help you track progress as to when is you're going to be your next rank, right? You need 15 XP to rank up, right? This is your stamina bar. Now, events in the game require stamina. There are some that don't, but there are most of them that do. And then you do have a limit as to how much stamina can you use because of your rank. The more you go up in rank, the more stamina you can obtain. There are other means and ways to obtain stamina, right? So if we go over here into the treasure item once more, there's a few treasure items that you need to acquire in order for you to obtain more stamina. So for example, if we go over to this one, you see that there's some 40 stamina that 80 stamina that you can obtain. It's max 1 stamina times 2. And then there's also some items here that you can do in order for you to acquire more stamina. So it's important to get it because it basically helps you do more stuff while you have the stamina. If you run out of stamina, it can be replenished via items or to dragon stones. Now, this restore in 0.00, this is basically your stamina meter. Once we use stamina, this will give you a little bit of a countdown as to utilizing your stamina. This is your Seni. This was all the Seni that we collected. And then of course we have our dragon stone, which is the currency that you use to use summons in the game. Now, I will explain summons in a different video. You do not need to touch this right now. So let's go ahead and go forward here. So let's move on. So we got the panel missions, right? Let's keep moving because there's a way to obtain Dragon Balls. It's to basically see awaken this character. So let's go ahead and do this, right? We get 9 of these characters. Choose any character and undergo training once. So head to the team menu and train Piccolo and Gohan. So it immediately is telling you which character you need to train. So we go over here to the training or growth section here. This basically tells you the training format, just how we did it. There's many ways to do it, right? Training partners, training items, and training location. You do need Seni in order for you to train your characters. And you can be able to use the auto feature, which can be able to give you the lowest rarity, up to R's, or up to rares and normal rarity, and then make the selection there. As I mentioned in the previous video, there's some characters from the rare rarity that I don't think you should expend right away, because there are some characters in there that you can be able to utilize and to be able to rank them up. So that's one of the many things that I keep mentioning, and you'll be able to discover that later on. And then of course you can be able to see the switch on XP. So like how much do I need for the next level and how much do I need for the max level. And then there's the same type bonus. Sorry, excuse me, I just sneezed there. Same type characters, you use the same type of their, if you're training up a physical character, I'll explain the rarities in a second, like the typings in a second. If you use a physical character that you're going to train up, you utilize training items that are for physical or the color yellow. So that way it gives the extra boost of XP for the same typing. So let's go ahead and do that. There's also the racing super attack level. Characters can be able to get their super attack level raised if you do have these sort of items. Just this one resembles the one that I told you not to sell. and characters with the same name that could have the chances to raise in the super attack level. Recently, they made an update to where you can be able to utilize some of these characters. They have the same name, and you can be able to train them up, and they will still be at 100%. I feel like they need to switch this up, but we'll talk about that in a second. So, the character that they want you to train up here is this guy. I usually like to do this, right? You press this little lock button. This kind of helps you keep track of characters that you have, right? And so that way, if you're, let's say, oh, let's sell a character, right? If you misclick on a very important character, let's say this one that they give you for free, and you sell it by accident, that's gonna be a bad time. So I usually like to lock them up, or like hit the little favorite button, because those characters that do have the lock on the top left cannot be sold. As you can see, I'm like clicking and you can't do anything. So let's go into the growth tab. You press and hold the character, or you just click on the character and it'll immediately take you to this, right? I explained it a little bit too fast because I didn't want it to like jump into this just yet, but there's also this that you can be able to do and check the XP, or this, right? So click on this, click on training partners. You can be able to use this. Now, I recommend you not, because again, you go into the tutorial, you see that you're going to get characters of the same, like you're going to get 9 more, and it's like, that's interesting. Why are we getting a lot more than this? Why do I need 9 copies of the character? You'll see. So let's go ahead and start the training process. I'll show you now. So you go into training. These are the many ways that I'm showing you the training procedure. So you can either do this, do the auto feature, or just let's remove all for the posterity. As you can see, you need 3 of the turtle shells and 9 of these swords. So I'm gonna remove these, and I'm gonna show you this little feature here. This requires sending for you to use, so make sure that you do have sending. Now, as I'm using this, wha-bam, you see that the turtle shell is a lot less than what we used to pick. It's because of the fact that this gives you a great success, or like extra XP raise. So if we do that comparison, XP is 180, like 1,800,000. Yeah. If you swap over, this gives you 2,700,000 XP. So just by doing that, it'll be a lot helpful. So if you also do this, again, it gives you the super attack level. There's different tabs, right? So if you click on this, this will show you the many ways to raise the super attack level of the character. And again, you guys see that down here below. So if I click on this and use one of them, you see that the super attack will go to 1. We're not going to do that because I will show you a different way to do this, right? So let's go ahead and confirm for now. And let's go ahead and begin. We begin the training process. You see that the training location kind of changes there in the background just to assimilate like where you're training in, right? And now we're at full level. So let's go ahead and awaken these guys. These are all the medals that you need, right? So there are the rarities. You got normal, rare, super rare, super rare, ultra rare, and legendary rare. This is the highest tier so far. I don't know if they're going to make new ones, but let's not focus on that. Because of this, there are different rarities that you can be able to attain. You can be able to filter through all of these other rarities. It's useful because in this case, if you want to search for a particular character, you can know, oh, this character is an ultra rare. Oh, this character, I have him as an SSR. Those characters that can be Dokkan Awaken, we saw that little Dokkan Awakening feature, and you can be able to make that selection through the filter function. There's also the Dokkan Awaken tab that we just clicked, and we are able to just check the characters, Dokkan Awakenings and things like that. And then seeing how you can be able to obtain medals to Dokkan Awaken characters into ultra rare or legendary rare, right? That is a little extenuating procedure that continues from the Sea Awakening process. Just the same thing that we did with this Goku. After you Dokkan Awaken this character, you can be able to Extreme Sea Awaken this character. You can be able to obtain this character. I don't know if we are able to obtain him, but he's pretty old. So But you can see there are characters that can be able to get Extreme Sea Awakening, and then there's also the Super Extreme Sea Awakening, just like I told you. So yeah, as you can see, there's some special effects that indicates that you have all the medals to awaken the characters we're going to see hopefully in the next screen. So if we go back, we are already in the Awaken tab. So we click on this character and we have all the medals that we need. So you see the tier right here, or like the rarity, super rare. Down below, this is what the character will have after he utilizes these medals to awaken, or Dokkan Awaken, or actually no, we're Sea Awaken the character. I'm getting confused, I'm sorry. Sea Awaken the character, and you see the stats up here, they go up, everything goes up. And this is the Seni that you need in order for you to awaken this character. So let's go ahead and Sea Awaken them, because it's part of the missions. This is basically the process to make your characters stronger. Again, you can click off this. You don't have to wait the entirety of those animations, so you can speed it up. As you can see there. There we go. Sea Awaken the character. Rate the game. Yeah, I'll rate in a second. So as you can see, you completed some missions. So let's go ahead and check what those missions are. So we go into the panel missions real quick. We saw that we cleared this one because we went training. We did our training, so we click on that. Or we can click the accept all button, and you can do that. And we got the Sea Awaken, the Piccolo and Gohan mission done, so we obtained those as well. Now, can be able to awaken some of these characters, and now you see to yourself like, okay, we have 9 of them. What are we going to do with 9 of these characters? So if we go to the Grow tab, I'm not going to do this because I think we're going to obtain a few more of these Piccolo and Gohans. We're just going to be following the tutorial, so don't do anything that is not something that I'm teaching you. But you can do this, and the same character can also help you raise the super attack level. That's cool. So we're not going to do that just yet. Let's go ahead and awaken our other characters, right? We need to awaken the Chaozu. Again, let's go ahead and favorite him. Let's go and use the auto feature here. Let's go ahead and train all of these. I'm going to speed it up. Do the awaken process, because the Sea Awaken process, because it's one of the missions. It's most of these missions that are in the panel missions. We can leave them on level 80 for now. We train this character up as well. Let's go ahead and favorite him just so that we can save him. Keep clicking on that. Just if in any case we do have, it's just, you know, mortar skills. I just immediately jump into the training portion because I'm thinking to myself, well, I do have characters that can raise the super attack level. I have them. Let's go. We got TN as well. Basically the sea fighters. You do need to do this with all the sea fighters. And thankfully it gave us a lot of Seni, because we're able to do things like this without wasting our Seni. Initially it was a little bit tricky. We didn't have any of these like free characters that we can be able to train up, because the game was not as user friendly or beginner friendly as it previously once was. So we had to rely on going into a special event that can provide us with Seni. So acquiring Seni can be a bit of a tricky thing, but I will show you that there's a event designated to provide you Seni. So we go back, we completed the missions. Let's go back into our panel missions there. We click on these, accept all, bam. We basically get 9 extra copies of them, and we get some rewards for doing these. Bam, some dragon stones. Again, these are currency that you can be able to use for summons. We're not going to do that just yet. We got new content unlocked, which is great. The story category in the event tab, limit events, and super strike events, which is good because some of these new missions require us to do that. Now, as you can see, level up Goku's super attack to level 10. Now we're in like territory of like, what am I supposed to do with that? So of course we got the new character right here. we got 10 extra copies. So 1 in the 9 other characters that we got. We still can't go into the hidden potential. So again, we need to rank up. But we got the training partners. We can select. We click max. And now you see that these other are like shaded because we cannot use the other ones. That raises our character to super attack level 10, which is the max for now for this character. You guys are going to see that this character will Dokkan Awaken into an LR by just going to the growth tab and seeing the awakening process there. So we completed that mission. Let's do the same thing with the other characters here. Bam. And it's the same process. If you do run out, oh, we got a little bit of a glitch there. Give me 1 second. All right, we might have crashed there. So our little application might have crashed. Let's go into the growth tab once more. It does seem to have reflected what we did, which was training up the character. Let's go over to our other character right here and utilize the training feature with all these other characters there and hit and confirm. Okay. There's a character at max level. We'll just go ahead and continue doing this with the rest of these guys. And then we have, I'm assuming, yeah, we have TN missing here. So let's do that with our friend TN. Bam. It's a seamless process just doing all this, except for the glitch. I don't know what happened there, but I guess we had to do that, right? So we have trained our character and we have completed all the other, well, we're missing these guys now. Let's do just that. Bam. And this is helpful because there are a lot of characters just like these ones where you can be able to obtain for free. And you can be able to get 9 other copies of the character. It's not going to be as easy, right? You're going to have to go through the events a few times to obtain these characters and then acquire them. So that way you can be able to raise their super attack level for free for characters named the same way or different types of characters, right? So we have completed those missions. Let's go ahead and check the panel missions again. It seems that we're going to be getting some pretty good resources. Now, it does say here that we need to go clear an event. So let's go ahead and click on it. And it shows you the process of how to go through it. So we need to tap the start button on the home screen and then tap the event. Tap event to access the event from the bonus tab. So let's go back here. We click start. We click events or event. And we got the bonus. So the event that they're actually telling us to clear is this one. So let's go here. It seems that this is basically the time remaining. Now, don't be concerned about this. The event does not leave. This is basically reset. So if you attempt it once, you won't be able to attempt it again. But you won't be able to attempt it again in 25 minutes, technically. That's what it's telling you. So, but automatically clearing lower difficulties. If you clear a higher difficulty in a stage that has multiple difficulties, you will also clear the lower difficulties that were not clear before. So it's a little bit easier instead of going through 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, sorry. Instead of not going through 1, 2, and 3, just going directly to 3, it'll clear the 3 stages, basically. That's what it's telling you. So we do have to clear it, it seems. So we go through the hard section. Now, I mean, you can be able to just do this, right? This is a different feature that I will explain in a different video. But let's go ahead and do team formation real quick. You already have trained characters, so you don't need those. So let's go ahead and select the characters that you already have trained up. Boom. These are much stronger characters than the ones that were selected. And then, of course, there's going to be a friend character that you're going to select here. Do not worry, this can be as automatic as possible. Like you hit the refresh button and it will select the character of that like similar category. As you can see, this character, if you press and hold this section here, it'll show you the leader skill. it seems that, you know, because of our characters being a part of the Saiyan saga, if you read like this section right here, again, I will explain the categories in a different video, but as you can see, most of these characters are apart from the Saiyan saga. And if we click on that, we see a list of all of these other characters. Coincidentally, it seems most of these characters that we already have in our team are a part of Saiyan saga. So we have them into the team. So these categories will, most of these categories relate to the character that is being selected as your friend leader. So if it's leaning towards a Saiyan saga team, then they will select for you a Saiyan saga character as the leader. So now you will go ahead and start. I will show you again the little UI once we finish this event, but this event shouldn't be too difficult, so you don't have to worry too much about it. So this is basically one of the episodes, I'm assuming it was one of the episodes, right, where Krillin and Goku are just carrying milk crates. So this is basically how to advance in the maps. You can be able to click on these are randomized numbers that you can be able to get, and it'll go through the path, right? There are some times where you can be able to get these different tiles, like battle tile. These are optional, so you don't have to go through this one in particular. However, if they do have the stop sign, you are forced to stop at this tile. So you're going to have to fight this opponent, right? Or a series of opponents. Then you have the attack tile. It is not super common unless you are going through quest mode. But if you land on these, we're going to receive damage. If you land on this tile, it'll provide you with Seni, which is good, just so that you can build your wealth. Then we get the Hoi Poi capsule. These are capsules that you can be able to, at least this one, blue, it'll provide you with a support item. If you land on this red Hoi Poi capsule, it'll give you a training item. And if you land on a purple, if you land on a purple Hoi Poi tile, it'll give you an awakening medal. And if you land on this green Hoi Poi medal, that's why I was like, is there a green one? Really? I never encountered this one, but yeah, if you do land on this one, you can obtain a memory medal. So there's also the key boost tile, which provides a character with a like a randomized number of key. Then we have the Baba tile, where it'll offer you like a little Mario Party one. It's like if you land on this, you have the shop available, and a particular offer is laid onto you. It's either Seni to buy any type of item that you can get. Then there's the Dragon Ball tile. This is explained on the Dragon Balls, or like the Shenron portion of the menu, where you can be able to obtain Dragon Balls to acquire these ones, and then you'll make a wish and summon Shenron. Summon Shenron and then make a wish. And then there's the treasure tile that you can be able to obtain treasure tile, same here. Then there's the potential orb tile. You can either be able to get a potential orb or a skill orb by landing on these. Then there's the link skill orb tile, in which you can be able to obtain link skill orbs. And then there's the question mark. You can be able to either obtain Seni, an item, boost key, or receive damage. So it's a little bit of a surprise there. And then the flying nimbus, basically it'll take you to someplace else in the map. And then we got the goal tile. This is basically clearing the stage once you arrive into this one. So we basically have these little items here. As you can see, yellow or gold, that's the rarity of the training item. As you can see, it's red. So we got the Hoi Poi tile. So we land on this, we're going to get a treasure item. As you can see, it's a ultra rare. So it's a nice little item that cannot be obtained most of the time. Then we have these little tiles, which I don't know if, I don't think it explained them, but you can obtain a character by collecting those. I'm assuming we're going to be able to see our results listed out once we get there. So now we're going to have to fight Master Roshi here. That's how the boss battle begins, and this is the little animation for it. Pretty nice. Now, characters, if you do have, there's something called the entrance animation. And some of these characters are able to provide you with entrance animations. So You can either have the game either at 1 times speed or 2 times speed, just so that the fight goes a little bit faster. Typically, everybody places on 2 times speed. However, you can place it on 1 times speed if you want to admire the super attack or like the animations and things like that. Now, this is the thing that I was explaining about regarding the link skills. If you tap on the character, you can be able to see the different types of links, things like that, the things that are activated. And then, of course, it provides you with a nice little detail that if you do get them to link level 10, they're going to be much more stronger. There are means and ways that you can be able to get your link skill leveled up. So let's go ahead and close it. As you can see, this little like you see there's no like flow right here, like this little glowy section that Krillin and Yamcha do have. And that is because they are sharing links together. They're sharing the Sea Fighter link, the Solid Support link, the Courage link, and the Turtle School link. Now, oftentimes you're gonna be running into like teams where you create teams that you are able to create that sort of have the same name, right? So because this guy is named Yamcha and then this guy is also named Yamcha, you will not have the opportunity to link together with them. This can be resolved by moving the character here so that Yamcha is linking with Krillin and Krillin is linking with Yamcha. If you have characters linking the same, but like if you have characters with the same name, they're not going to be able to link together. So make sure you keep an eye on that. Now, as you can see, we have the active skill available. So let's go ahead and do that. That'll save us a little bit of time. And we are also going to be able to see a little animation because we're doing this little active skill. Oh, there it is. And there you go. We got the little KO right there. Pretty nice. These are some of the rewards that we can be able to obtain. We are able to obtain Seni, and we are able to obtain some training items just because we beat the fight. We can also obtain XP, and we can obtain link skill level up. So we're raising our link skill level by just going through these events. So sometimes you have to do them often so that you can raise your level, and the more higher you go, the more difficult it'll be to try to get those character or those link skills leveled up to level 10. So you do have to keep an eye out for that. Yeah, let's go ahead and press on. So now we finish up the event, we clear it, bam, nice little animation there showing you that you clear the event, and it'll show you a summary of things that you did, right? So you went through the Study Hard, Play Hard, Turtle School Intensive Training event. You beat the first stage, which is the hard stage, and we're able to like see a little bit of a summary of what you got, right? We upped in rank tremendously, right? We're now ranked 27. Our max stamina increased. Our maximum number of friends increased, and our stamina has been restored, which is good. We got the summary of the Seni that we obtained, the friend points. There's something as a friend point system in this game as well. There's also the clear times that we got. We got a Dragonstone for completing it. We got 27 missions completed too. And we got new content unlocked, which is the hidden potential activation, events to earn potential orbs, and skill orbs. We're going to see that in a second there. But these are the characters that we obtained. Remember the ultra rare characters that we got? These are the ultra rare characters that we got. You see that we have support films required to utilize different types of support memory, and then of course we got our training items here. So we click OK. We can attempt the new one. Well, we actually can't, sorry. We reached the limit. If you encounter this again, do keep an eye out for the available or the availability. So this event is going to be available at around 14 minutes, so you do have to check in 14 minutes. Check back then and you're going to be good to go. You can be able to collect some missions here if you do clear it once. There's up to 1,000 times. I just recently got one of these by clearing it 900 times because you do go through this event and it'll help you because it gives you training items, any, and there's a greater chance of leveling up your link skills up on this event. So we go back here. Those are the other events. We're going to check them out later. But let's go ahead and click on the panel missions. Let's go ahead and accept our rewards. Collect all of these. We got dragon stones and we got potential orbs. As you can see, there are different types. We got small ones, medium ones, and then we got large ones. I'll explain those in a different video, but we collected our panel missions. Let's go ahead and collect the rewards there. Bam. So then we'll continue on. As you can see, we got a lot to learn regarding the hidden potential system. So we're gonna do that in the next video, because again, it's been a lengthy video right now. So we got a lot of stamina too. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below, what do you guys think regarding this episode. We are gonna continue pressing on with all of the rest of the stuff right here regarding the starting off on Dokkan, or starting off on your Dokkan journey. So appreciate everybody who was able to watch this video. Make sure you guys hit the like button, and of course subscribe to the channel if you guys are interested in more of the Dokkan content. And as a beginner, let me know if you have any questions down below. I'm sorry that this has been a lengthy video. I will leave. I keep forgetting to remember to say this at the beginning of the video, but I will leave timestamps in the description so you go one by one onto all of these so you can be on the know. But yeah, appreciate you guys stopping by watching this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys all in the next one.